Hey guys, are you a type of person that gathers your fabric with 2 stitches and when you pull the threads it pops? Well, there's a better way to gather your fabric and I'm going to show you 3 ways to do it. Let's get into this. For method 1, we're going to start off with the fabric. This is my serger stitch and the stitch is 1/4. My seam allowance is a 1/2 inch. To gather fabric, it should always be before the seam allowance. Start about 1/4 from the edge of the fabric. Take the edge of the fabric and line it up with the edge of the foot like this. Next, take the top thread and lay it here. From there, leave the foot up, then turn the hand wheel so the needle goes down. So what we want to do is bring up the bottom thread to the top of the fabric. To get the bottom thread, pull the top thread and the bottom thread will come up. You can see there's a loop right there. That is the bottom thread. So now we have both threads on top of the fabric. Then from there, pull both of the threads till it's double the length of your project. I'm using a domestic sewing machine, so I will turn the width and the length to the highest number. These are different types of stitches on the machine. I will be using the zigzag stitch. Once you do that, start sewing and make sure that the 2 threads are in the middle of the foot. As you can see, if you pull the 2 threads, the fabric will gather. So now you are in control of the gathering. You can start to pull the gathers now or leave it flat till you finish. It's all up to you. Let's sew. When you get to the end, back stitch and cut the back stitch thread only. Now you can pull the 2 threads and see how much gathering you need. Once you are satisfied with the look, you can put a pin at the end of the fabric and wrap the threads around it so that it locks the gathers in the fabric. It will look like this. Next is method 2. For method 2, I will be using twine. I usually put the twine on the floor, but since we got 2 new cats, the orange cat attacks it and rolls it down the hallway to play. His name is Clay and he's very active and very spoiled. The cat at the end is Abby. She is scared of everything except the other cats. We got them when they were babies. Someone probably did something bad to her, so we give her extra loving. And she's coming around. Mitzi's in the middle. You probably remember her from How to Sew Boning video. She's sick, guys. She's 12 years old and I want her to enjoy the rest of her life. So we decided to get her 2 cats to keep her happy and active. I love her so much. Anyway, let's get back into the video. Next, we're going to leave a long piece of rope behind the foot like this. Make sure it's in the middle of the foot at all times. You don't want the needle to sew on top of it because it's going to be difficult to gather the fabric. Let's sew. When you get to the end, back stitch. This is how the zigzag stitch is going to look. Take the 2 threads and put a knot. For the rope, you can put a pin and wrap the rope around it. Once you do that, you can distribute the gathers on your skirt, bodice, or your waistband. Then put a pin and wrap the rope at the end of the fabric so that the gathers are locked in. Then you can sew on your seam allowance. Next is method 3. This time we're going to use dental floss. Leave a long piece of the top and bottom threads and also leave a piece of floss behind the foot. Make sure the dental floss is in the middle of the foot, then start sewing. When you get to the end, you can either backstitch or tie the 2 black threads together. It's all up to you. This is how the zigzag stitch is going to look. The dental floss is a little slippery, so put a pin and wrap the floss around it to secure the beginning and ending of the fabric. To gather fabric, you can also use yarn, a cord, or any string you can find. These methods are great for all fabrics. If you would like to know how to draft this curved waistband, then click or tap on the screen right here and I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to practice, practice, practice. Bye everybody.